Hey guys, people, Close Gamers, back to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 6, Outlaw Country. So from the title of this episode, I assume Outlaw is pretty synonymous with cowboys, and the only cowboy we've known in this universe, and the only time we've been to the West, is when we saw Jonah Hex last season. So, maybe we get a Jonah Hex appearance. It's kind of 50-50, but it's a possibility of maybe we're going to that time period, or it could just mean some far-flung future is a bunch of outlaws. Who the hell knows? It could be like a Mad Max situation or something. Last time we checked in with Legends, it was a really good episode. We kind of invaded the White House in the 80s, kind of during the Cold War thing going on. We saw Reverse Flash save Dark. Sarah, stupidly or not, that's for you guys to determine. I was kind of 50-50 on it, on the fence about it, of telling Dark about his death. I understand the whole fear factor of getting to him, but giving him more ideas about his future, which then prompted him to take up, Earbod's offer, maybe wasn't the best decision. They went off, somewhere, he went into the, Dark went into that time capsule bubble weird circle thing that we saw at the end of season 1 when Harrison Wells' Earbard-a-thon had it. And then they went off kind of into the Speed Force, into time, to who the hell knows what the hell is happening there. Sarah continually struggling with, obviously, like I said, not killing Dark or so. And, pretty much a really enjoyable episode where Martin, saw his younger self, convinced him to be better to Clarissa, his wife, and stuff like that. So I expect a really good episode here. Maybe a Jonah Hex appearance, but I doubt it. So without further ado, here we go.
Give it here.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust this guy, man. He's gonna probably shoot you. Yeah. He tried to do something, and then he got shot. The way of the West.
Not to share any information.
Barry would also be the biggest help in the case of dealing with the speedster. What's happening to Martin? That can't be good. That is so cool. Why can't I have a room like that? Last time we had Snart's sharpshooting abilities helping us here in the West. I don't know what we're gonna do without him. Hopefully Amaya has something up her sleeve. That worked out. He's controlling his powers a lot better these days. Good work, Nate. What if that didn't work? You'd be dead. Shit, we gotta get him off the noose. Sarah? Hex is gonna immediately know he's a time traveler.
Looks like you guys have a posse, partner.
Cool. We're gonna get to see Quentin Turnbull. This is awesome. That is so great. We're actually gonna get to see him in this episode. Awesome opening. Jonah, I thought would be maybe a little bit more, he would like maybe Lance, Captain Lance there, but understandable from the time he's in that he sees that, a woman leading is a weird thing, but he respected. She saved his life. I just like how he's so aware of this whole time traveling thing. And I wonder if there's going to be any scenes more about him talking about Rip.
Have yourself a good time.
Is he going to cause a fight? That's what it seems like.
Y'all are tax collectors?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Make sure everything's in order.
Nate's not going to be happy about that.
So, would you shoot an unarmed man?
Yeah, I think that's a yes, Nate. There you go. You're gonna get the action you wanted. So I guess the guy that we saw at the beginning, that's our Quentin Turnbull. That's what I'm assuming.
Time to cowboy.
These three together is a bad idea. It's gonna get themselves in trouble. 3 kids, man, out here in the playground.
Or you just start a fight. That's how your plan's working.
I think it's working to perfection, Amaya. I think he got exactly the man he wanted. I don't know if he's going to be able to get him outside. They're going to shoot each other, and probably Turnbull, who's probably better equipped with a Western-style gun there in the 1870s, probably is going to be able to shoot Mick a lot quicker. But like what's going on right now, kind of interested to see where the dynamic is going to go between Hex and Sarah. I think that could be very interesting. The 3 of them between Nate, Ray, and Jax is a horrible combination if you want to get anything seriously done or anyone abiding by the rules, but the Legends are used to not listening to their captain, doesn't matter who it is. And hopefully Amaya can rein Mick in, because this could go sideways real quick. Clearly, there's something wrong with them, even if it doesn't. All right, a woman.
Please.
It's got to be something.
I need you to run the
Either a time aberration, or maybe he's having memory flashes. But of who? His wife? Doesn't look like her.
My God.
What is
What
it?
is it? It's Door Star.
Ah, same thing that's made your suit out of.
In the universe.
Yeah, whatever that is. So maybe that guy wasn't from here. He was like a time pirate that got shot in the beginning.
Sort of trap.
Well, it's hard to. If Mr. Rory
They're getting
and
along.
Mr. Turnbull
Unbelievable, Mick.
like each other.
Yeah, he fits in. They're both criminals. It makes sense. God damn it, Mick. Oh god, it's gonna be like when he went to Star City in the future. He might turn against the team again. Damn, even the prostitute has a gun. He made it into bullets?
It's got special balls.
Oh shit, man, this could be bad. There you go. Yeah, it is bad. But look at Sarah with the whip. That drag Turnbull out of there. Well, Mick ended up staying with the team and doing the only thing he knows how to do is destroy stuff. This is great. An old-fashioned bar fight in the saloon. Mick's just shooting fucking chandeliers down for no reason. He's out of his mind. Nate, alright, good. Nate took the shot for him. Oh, but it still might affect him because it's a special weapon. Shit.
You okay?
Nope. Clearly not. He's clearly bleeding, Amaya. Shit. So not only you showed Turnbull that he's made of steel, but that special bullet pierced him. Fuck, I thought it was just going to blow him back and really cause a problem and maybe still hurt him. But the fact that it went through him, that's bad. So the time pirate must have discovered, he must have figured out through obviously being probably from the future, that Dwarf Star alloy was there. Probably kind of similar mines that were discovered later that Ray made the suit out of eventually, and he purchased the holding place and whatever else in Season 3 of Arrow. Except now it was discovered earlier, it was discovered what it actually does, what it is, and that's how Turnbull rises to the power he does. So these goddamn time pirates, man, they interfered in the Civil War, they're interfering now, they're always messing shit up.
The bullet has lodged itself between several of Dr. Hayward's internal organs.
Oh, great.
I know you don't like taking orders from a woman, but you're gonna like getting your ass kicked by one even less.
Damn. You tell him, Sarah.
I can help you capture Turnbull.
Yes, you can. Take-
I screwed up.
Been there too.
Exactly. She knows. She's remorseful.
Up is just
She's
as
forgiving.
surviving.
Join the team, Jonah. We'll take down Turnbull together.
Why?
Daughter. If she's not really a stranger, it's probably his daughter. Oh, maybe if interacting with Martin in the past, he then took his advice and they had a kid in this timeline. Oh, shit.
What happened out there today?
Mick was being Mick.
I have to feel free again.
Yep.
Well, maybe now you know how I felt
But-
after you destroyed my house.
Yeah, but fear keeps you grounded. It keeps you having boundaries to know what's right and what's wrong, what's too much.
Right. Stop the train. The rest of us, we'll deal with Turnbull.
All right.
Sure about this?
Of course.
She's the captain.
This isn't my
No! What happened? Oh, wow. I'll be right back. It's issuing my TV is doing a monthly test, of course.
first rodeo.
It's a good line. It's a cheesy line, but it's a good line. All right, so I'm back after that emergency test announcement service. I like what's going on right now. I like how Jonah's kind of teaming up with the Legends. I wonder if Stein had a daughter. Is that the visions he's seeing? That would make the most sense. If he specifically said, it feels like a stranger, but she's not a stranger, which means it's someone close to you. And given what's happened to him in the last episode, that would make the most sense. Maybe that's me reaching. It could be something way more complicated, but that would make sense. So that means no firestorm going on right now, but I want to see more and more scenes between Hex and Sarah. I really think they could have a good dynamic here, and kind of that whole conversation between Ray and Nate was really good to kind of give him an extra boost, give Nate the boost that he needed.
Moving locomotive.
I don't know. Any ideas? Doc Brown? Alright, so far working. Turnbull thinks Sarah's a little boy, so that works out. That's a cool shot. Turnbull, this was a pretty stupid idea, bringing this stranger and Hex out by yourself into the middle of the wilderness. I hope this plan works, Nate. You better be able to steal up and be strong enough to stop a goddamn train.
Put the animal away.
Hey, Mick loses his head a little bit sometimes. He may need someone strong like Amaya to rein him in. Sarah's gonna be able to turn him, that he brings him in alive. Stop his vengeance. Nate, on the other hand, I don't know if he's going to live. I hope so, Nate. Damn. Man, this is TV and they're having a character stop a moving train. That is pretty amazing. Come on, Nate. This is like a Hulk moment in the Avengers.
Yo, that was badass, dude.
Yeah, and dangerous. That was ballsy. Yeah, you did. You can put that on your resume. Hell yeah, you did, Nate. Damn. I mean, I didn't think he was going to die, but man, that was ballsy. Now, it is different from a Dwarf Star bullet, a projectile getting shot at you, as opposed to a train that it's probably in kind of the back kind of cars just as cargo. Yes, it's a ton of weight, but it's not being shot at him. So I can understand how he stopped it. But god damn, that means that, like, Nate of Steel is fucking powerful if he's able to do something like that. That is, he's the tank of the group by far.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he learned to respect you in this one episode here.
Investigate Turnbull.
He got it.
Collect my bounty.
Oh yeah, might as well make money off of that.
So,
Nope, neither of you are gonna stay out of trouble. We'll probably be back to the West soon enough. Probably next season. Cool, so he has his own ID pass Jonah has onto the ship. That's cool. Rip's gonna want to hear about this adventure. Alright, pushing these two closer together, even just in a friendship capacity, if that's the case. I like it. I like the pairings that they've done this season between our characters.
menopause moments or whatever it is. I got a theory. What if when you interacted with your younger self in 1987, you
Exactly.
my past? So
That's what I said.
that my memory is.
Yeah, that's true. It could be his new wife. Maybe he got divorced. I guess that's a possibility as well. But I just have a feeling it's his daughter. I don't know, that would make sense. Steel suit? Okay. I guess we'll have to see it in live action, but
Hey,
interesting.
done growing out?
Very 40s. Very his grandfather.
Friends back in 2016, they need our help.
Alright, so that must be where it jumps into the crossover. So they must have got some kind of transmission or something. Alright, so yeah, so the next episode is the crossover, so that makes sense. Okay. Alright, I like how that ended. That was great. Alright guys, so that was my reaction to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 6, Outlaw Country. So we now know why that was called Outlaw Country. Not only because of my guess there, we're going back to the Wild West, maybe we would see Jonah Hex, because that's the only character we know so far that we went back there to, and he's a great character to go back to, but literally also was Turnbull was taking a part of the country. This was a very fun, enjoyable, cool kind of episode. Looks right there at the end, leads into the crossover, which this episode I will probably edit and put up after the crossover, so the order will be all weird, but yes, that's what's going on. I really enjoyed what happened. I think there's a few main points. I would say the 4 main points of the episode for me are Jonah Hex. Then it's Mick and Amaya. I would say kind of the relationship that's going on with them. I've really enjoyed that. Martin's visions, I think, is an important one. And then new suits kind of for Ray there and Nate, it looks like. So starting with the first main point, Jonah Hex. There's a lot to talk about here in the sense of, I try and make it as quick as possible. In the sense of, it's awesome to see Jonah Hex back. He's a great character. I'm glad that they cast Quentin Turnbull because they mentioned him last time. He's kind of the only villain I know of Jonah Hex. So that was really cool to see him. Hopefully we'll see maybe more of him, or at least more of Hex in the future, maybe into season 3 or so, if it gets it, because I know the show's not doing that great in ratings. But I've really enjoyed the season so far. I think it's been great. I like the dynamic he had with Sarah. Yes, he's in that Western mentality. We see that all throughout time of just kind of how oppressed or looked down on women are, or people of color like Jackson, stuff like that. But it is realistic, so I'm glad that they stick to it and kind of, not necessarily respecting her as a captain, at least as a leader, because she's a woman, and then having this moment between the two of them of, hey, I understand vendettas, I understand how this is, getting Hex to talk about his past, which is really hard for someone like him. They did it a little differently than the movie did, which wasn't that great, or some of the other material I'm familiar with, where it doesn't seem like his family died or something else, but he was in like a church fire, basically. Kind of reminded me of The Patriot, and that's how he got it. Him and a few other people escaped. And he almost died twice because of Turnbull and stuff like that. So I like that there was a history here. I like the relationship, really, that he grew there with Sarah, especially at the end, accepting her as saying captain, yes ma'am, and all that other stuff. I like how he has his own kind of ID code that he can get in and out of the Wave Rider, which is really cool. I hope that Rip gets filled in on that situation. If we ever get to Rip, who knows if we'll ever find him these days. But I do really like what's going on there. Always seeing more Jonah Hex is great, and seeing some even more emotion out of him this time. Not like we didn't last time, but even more personal this time was great, and I hope to see more of him. The second main point of the episode is Mick and Amaya. They've been having this budding relationship over the last 2 or 3 episodes, I would say. I don't know if it's necessarily romantic, just because at least I can't wrap my mind around Mick actually being in a romantic relationship. I just don't see it. And I don't want it to be like that. Plus, Amaya was or had some kind of thing with Rex, who didn't die more than a few weeks ago from Reverse Flash. So I think it's more them understanding each other, that they're both animals at times, even though Amaya is much more of a serious character, but they kind of both have that wild side, especially Mick. And she's trying to teach him how to play both sides of himself and to be the good teammate that he has been before, but also not to go and be the bad teammate that he's been and have that crazy wild side, almost like a bloodlust of like hitting people over and over with the shovel and stuff like that and going a little bit crazy, ultimately getting Nate shot and stuff like that. So I like the discussion that they had there about the fire. I always forget how bad Mick has burns on himself. I think last season was great when we dealt with his remorse in a way of what he did to his family, how he felt bad about that, him seeing his younger self and so on and so forth. I do hope, I guess there's not much more to explain in Mick's backstory, but I like getting deeper into Mick's character. He's really grown on me. I was obviously pissed off at him last season when he turned against the team, and then I thought Captain Cole killed him, and so on and so forth. It's nice that he's really finding his place in the team here, especially in Season 2, and I like the little relationship, even if it's just a friendship that's going on, which I hope it is. I really do enjoy that, and I want to see more of that going forward. Third main point of the episode here is Stein's vision. So what is this? My theory is it's a daughter, right? That would make sense. Because he said it feels like a stranger because he doesn't know them, but it's not a stranger. He feels like he loves them, and it just for some reason, it just looks like young enough that would be his daughter. Maybe not. We always saw, I think, adult flashes of the woman, so maybe he did break up with Clarissa or whatever, his wife. Maybe he has a new wife now. Maybe that's what he changed. Who knows? It just makes sense that, as I touch on in this episode, him interacting with, accidentally in a way with his younger self, he told his younger self to be more loving, and his younger self seemed like he took that advice. So that would make sense that then he would stay with his wife and that they would just have a kid because maybe he devoted more time to her and they decided this was a thing. Instead of, him being trapped up in his work, maybe it's a random stranger that's nowhere related to Martin whatsoever and just, she doesn't look bad. So I don't know, maybe she's someone else, but who knows? But my two theories are either a daughter or another wife. Like he broke up with his wife that we knew, and now he has a new wife. Totally could be possible there. It just doesn't seem like it's the second one because Jack said it. Like, oh, Carissa's going to be mad that you're with someone else. Usually when they say things like that, it's not that. So I'm kind of leaning more towards a daughter thing, but I guess since the crossover is coming up here in a little bit, I doubt we'll deal with it in the crossover. We'll probably jump into it in the mid-season finale or whatever, so who knows. But I definitely think that's interesting how it's affecting his psyche because they normally are in the temporal zone. So technically, they wouldn't be affected by the events going on. Or, here's a theory, okay, here's a crazy theory. Even though they mentioned that it was him interacting with his younger self, that could be the possibility, and that probably is if they spell it out for you. Could it be Barry, once again, because of his Flashpoint timeline, somehow he affected Martin's life? If he's affected Diggle's, maybe he's affected Stein's? I don't think that's too far-fetched. So let me know. I know this is going up probably way later, but let me know what you thought of at the time, what these visions are down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. And then the fourth main point of the episode here is new suit. So it's a little quick one. That seemingly suit that Ray just created for Nate. Understand the color scheme and stuff, kind of Captain America-like, of looking like your grandfather as Commander Steel and stuff like that. I get that. However, pretty corny. I especially don't like the helmet. It looks a little weird. I really liked his whole just Steel look. I understand he's saying, oh, it stretches my clothes, but like, I think it's just an excuse to give him a suit. You could probably make him some kind of elastic fucking clothes there on the Wave Rider. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I do like how in the other version of the suit, Ray, he kept the dwarf, star alloy, and it looks like he's going to make a new suit. I don't know if he'll have it in time for the crossover or if he'll have it in the mid-season finale, if this will be a long process. Has the coal gun been destroyed after last episode when he had to defuse that bomb? Who knows? But I really like that going forward. I'm glad he's getting his suit back because he is the Atom. We're going to have to see the Steel suit in action for me to really give my thoughts on that. Other little main points, like I said, I like the whole back in the West vibe, that great scene there where Mick's trying to start a fight with Turnbull and they actually end up talking and being friends and joking around because Mick is kind of that exact kind of person, so I really did enjoy that. I understand Nate kind of being left out in some ways and like, oh, I didn't want to just be the historian, but that's your role. You're the hero and you're the historian. You're supposed to play both roles. Sarah is a hero, but she's also a captain. Ray's a scientist, as well as Stein. Jax is Firestone, but he's also the mechanic. Everyone has multiple jobs to make this thing go, and I think it's kind of stupid and a little bit selfish of him that he doesn't want to do that stuff. I understand he did that stuff his whole life, but I think he needs to accept both positions, and I think that's especially what Ray was trying to tell him throughout the episode. I really liked their conversations as well. I think they were really good. Not as well as Stein and Jax always have because of their natural connection. I think the two actors have developed a natural chemistry based on how much screen time they've had together, and any scene with them is totally great. I didn't catch any huge Easter eggs beside the Turnbull thing, which ended up being a main plot point in the episode. But those fucking time pirates, man, always screwing with shit. So we're gonna, I guess that, creates more time aberrations. But at the end of the episode there, we're tying into the crossover, so who knows what's gonna happen. I assume they got some kind of message. She said our friends from 2016, so super excited to see that crossover episode. So overall, guys, that's kind of my thoughts here on Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 6, Outlaw Country. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is there any Easter eggs I missed? What do you think about the new suits coming here going forward? Kind of Maya and Mick's relationship there. Is it a friendship? Is it something more? Do you like it? Kind of the interactions between Sarah, proving herself not only more as a captain, but her interactions with Hex. Were you glad to see Hex back? Did you, what do you come down on the point of this whole Stein's vision thing? Who is it? What do you think it is? Is it a good or a bad thing? And kind of any other thoughts, predictions, theories you have, the crossover coming up here, even though this will probably go out way later, and any other things you have in the episode down below. As always, no spoilers, please. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends if you'd be so kind, and until next week of Legends, guys, thanks for watching.